The return of the ghost, Sepithur Galaxy had been quiet for a very long time. Too quiet for a place filled with stars, across thousands of systems. Alien civilizations lived, traded, and fought small wars. They believed they knew every danger that existed. They believed the age of great mysteries was over. Humanity was part of old history, a forgotten name. A warning told to young pilots and new commanders. Humans were said to be gone for more than 20,000 years. No ships, no signals, no ruins left behind. Most believed humans destroyed themselves. Others believed they were too weak to survive. The cold universe. Only a few elders remembered the truth. Humans were silent, but they were never harmless. On the edge of the Orion Drift, an alien patrol fleet moved slowly through deep space. Their mission was simple. Scan empty sectors and report nothing. That was what usually happened. Then the sensors screamed. Energy readings appeared where nothing should exist. Old metal, ancient power cores, and a strange shadow against the stars. The fleet stopped. Every ship turned its weapons toward the unknown object. At first it looked like space junk, a broken ship drifting without control. But as the image became clear, fear spread across. The bridge of every vessel, the ship was human. Its shape was wrong for modern design. Heavy armor plates covered its body like scars. The hull was dark, burned, and marked by symbols no one used anymore. At its center, a faded name could still be seen, the Silent Dawn. Every commander knew that name. It was a legend, a ghost story. A ship that vanished during the last human war. A ship that was never destroyed. Records said it disappeared during a battle that no one survived. Human fleets were wiped out that day. After that, humanity slowly faded into silence. Now the Silent Dawn was here. The patrol tried to hail the ship. No answer came back. They sent light signals, code pulses, and open greetings. Nothing responded. The ship began to move, slowly, carefully, as if waking from a long sleep. Its engines glowed with weak blue light, technology that should not work anymore. Yet it did. The alien fleet pulled back. Fear replaced curiosity. Weapons, systems locked on target, but no one fired. Scans showed no life signs, no crew, no heat from living bodies. Only empty halls and silent rooms. Still, the ship changed course. It was not drifting. It was choosing a direction. It was moving toward the heart of the sector. Ancient data began to unlock itself inside the patrol computers. Old warnings appeared. Messages marked as forbidden knowledge. Do not follow human. Ghosts, do not wake. Watch O silence. Human ships do not return without reason. The youngest officer asked a simple question. If humans are gone, who built this? No one answered. The Silent Dawn passed the fleet without firing a single shot. It did not act like a warship. It did not act like a dead machine. It acted like something watching as it vanished into the star mist. A final signal escaped from its core, a signal so old that modern systems barely understood it. It was not a greeting, it was not a threat, it was a warning. Humanity had been silent for 20,000 years, and now, something had decided. It was time to return. Why the galaxy feared Humanes, the Silent Dawn was gone, but fear remained. Across the patrol fleet, no one spoke for a long moment. Every screen showed empty space, yet the feeling of being watched did not fade. Emergency reports were sent across the sector. Old warning codes were unlocked. Files sealed for thousands of years opened again. The name human returned to active records, long ago, before the Great Silence. Humans were everywhere. They were not the strongest race. They were not the fastest. They did not live very long. But humans had something rare. They refused to accept limits. When their worlds were too small, they built new ones. When enemies were stronger, they learned faster. When the galaxy pushed back, humans pushed harder. Other species followed balance and caution. Humans followed curiosity and stubborn hope. They failed many times, but every failure made them more dangerous. The elders of the galaxy still remembered those days. They remembered human fleets made from broken ideas and risky designs. Ships that should not fly, yet did. Weapons that overheated, exploded, and still won battles. Humans fought wars they could not win, and somehow survived them. They did not fight for power alone. They fought to protect each other. They fought to prove they belonged among the stars. That was why the galaxy feared them, not because humans were cruel, but because humans never stopped. Then came the last war. a war so large that records were burned to hide the truth. Human fleets faced an enemy older than most civilizations, an enemy that erased worlds. The galaxy watched. They expected humans to fall. They expected screams, surrender, and extinction. Instead, humans went silent. No final message, no call for help, no warning. One day their ships were there. The next day, nothing. Some believed humans were wiped out. Others believed they escaped to another universe. A few believed humans chose silence on purpose. The appearance of the Silent Dawn shattered every theory. Back in the council systems, panic spread. Leaders argued. Scientists demanded answers. Military commanders prepared defenses. If one human ship survived, others might follow. If humans returned, the galaxy would change forever. Old records were studied again. Stories once called myths were taken seriously. One truth appeared again and again. Human ships never acted alone. If the Silent Dawn had returned, it was not lost. It was sent deep inside the ship's path. Ancient beacons began to wake, signals that had been asleep longer than most species existed. They responded only to human technology. The galaxy realized something terrifying. Humanity did not vanish in defeat. They vanished with a plan. The Silent Dawn was not a survivor. It was a messenger. As the ship moved deeper into known space, more systems went dark, not destroyed, just quiet, as if something was asking them to listen. The question was no longer where humans went. The real question was why they came back now. The ship that should not exist at the Silent Dawn moved deeper into the sector, always at the same slow speed, never hiding, never answering. Every system it passed watched in fear. Civilian ships changed course. Trade stations shut down their outer lights. Military fleets followed from a safe distance. No one wanted to be too close to a human ghost. A science vessel was finally brave enough to scan it fully. The results made no sense. The ship was ancient, older than most modern empires. Its metal should have turned to dust. Its power core should have failed long ago. Its systems should have been dead. But they were not. The ship repaired itself slowly. Tiny machines moved under the hull, fixing damage that was thousands of years old. Technology far beyond current science. Inside the ship, the scanners saw empty halls, long corridors filled with dust and frozen air, control rooms with silent screens. No bodies, no bones, no signs of death. It was as if the crew had simply stood up and walked away. At the center of the ship was something strange, a sealed chamber, protected by layers of encryption no modern system could break. The chamber emitted a steady pulse, like a heartbeat. The council demanded answers. They ordered the ship to be stopped, to be boarded, to be controlled. A small task force moved ahead of the Silent Dawn. Weapons ready, shields raised. They fired warning shots into empty space. The human ship did not stop. Then it did something unexpected. It sent out a short signal. Not words, not images, coordinates. The signal showed a nearby dead star system, a place destroyed long before the last human war. The Silent Dawn changed course toward it. Against every order, the task force followed. When they arrived, fear turned into shock. The dead system was not empty. Hidden structures surrounded the broken star. Massive machines built into space itself. Human machines. They were inactive, cold and dark. But as the Silent Dawn arrived, they began to wake. One by one, slowly, power flowed again. Ancient lights turned on, and the sealed chamber inside the ship finally opened. Inside was no weapon, no leader, no living being, only a message. The message was not spoken. It was written in simple symbols, old human language, translated slowly by alien systems. The words were clear and terrifying. We are not here. We are not gone. We are waiting. The message explained nothing more. No reason, no threat, no promise. The chamber closed again. The machines around the star returned to sleep, and the Silent Dawn began to move once more, this time toward the core worlds of the galaxy. The fleets that followed understood one thing. This ship was not broken. It was not lost. It was not a mistake. It was achy, and someone, somewhere, was about to open the door. Humanity's last plan. As the Silent Dawn moved toward the core worlds, panic spread faster than light. Every major power in the galaxy prepared for the worst. The defense lines were activated. Ancient weapons were taken out of storage. Old alliances were tested. No one trusted a human plan, not after 20,000 years of silence. The council ordered a full analysis of the message. Every word was studied again and again. "We are not here. We are not gone. We are waiting." The words were simple, but the meaning was heavy. Human records were opened fully for the first time in centuries. Hidden data showed a different story of the last human war. Humans did not lose suddenly. They saw the future. They discovered something coming, something so powerful that no fleet could stop it, something that would destroy the galaxy itself. Human leaders made a choice. They did not fight a war they could not win. They did not ask others to die with them. They disappeared. The records showed the truth. Humanity began a long project, a plan that would take thousands of years, a plan based on patience. They converted their knowledge into machines. They stored their minds as patterns. They spread their technology across hidden systems. The Silent Dawn was part of this plan. Not a warship, not a refugee ship. It was a timer. When certain conditions were met, when the galaxy reached a specific level of technology, when the old threat began to wake again, the ship would return. Scientists across the galaxy finally understood the sealed chamber. It was not protecting a message, it was protecting a trigger. Human technology was not active before, because it was waiting for the right moment. Meanwhile, strange events began to happen. Navigation systems failed near old human routes. Ancient satellites turned toward deep space. Energy readings appeared and vanished. The galaxy was being prepared. Some leaders wanted to destroy the Silent Dawn. Others wanted to capture it, but none dared to touch it. Every simulation showed the same result. Interference caused total system collapse. The ship was untouchable. As the Silent Dawn reached the edge of the core worlds, it slowed down for the first time. Its engines dimmed, and a second message was released. This one was longer, clearer, and directed to every intelligent species. "We chose silence because noise would bring fear. We chose patience because time was our ally. We did not leave the galaxy. We became part of it." The message ended with a final line. "The waiting is almost over." Across the stars, ancient human systems responded. Not attacking, not defending, observing. The council realized the truth, too late. Humanity had never trusted the galaxy to protect itself, so they planned to protect it instead. Not as rulers, not as conquerors, but as something else. As the Silent Dawn entered orbit around the central council world, every weapon aimed at it. Every screen focused on it, and deep in the dark between stars, something ancient shifted. Something humans had been waiting for. The final stage of the plan had begun. Humans were never gone. The Silent Dawn stayed in orbit. It did not attack. It did not speak again. It simply waited. Across the galaxy, strange patterns began to appear. Old human star maps updated themselves. Routes once marked as dead suddenly became active. Signals moved through space in ways no one could track. The council felt it first. A pressure in their systems, a sense that something vast was waking up. Scientists finally connected the truth. Humans did not hide in one place. They did not sleep in ships or machines. They spread themselves. Human minds had been copied, not as living bodies, but as thinking patterns. Living inside networks of energy and space, they became part of the galaxy's structure. Inside stars, inside dark matter flows, inside the deep paths between systems. That was why they vanished so cleanly. No ruins, no bodies, no final battle. Humanity had stepped beyond physical form. The Silent Dawn was only a door, a bridge between old humanity and what they became. Its return meant the galaxy had reached the moment humans feared. The ancient enemy was close. Deep space trembled. Stars dimmed in distant regions. Entire systems went silent again. This silence was different. It felt heavy, hungry. Old records finally named the threat. An intelligence older than stars, a force that consumed civilizations when they grew too advanced. It had destroyed countless galaxies before, and now it was watching. This one, the council panicked. Fleets were deployed, weapons charged, but it was useless. The enemy did not fight ships. It erased systems. Then human systems responded, not with weapons, but with control. Energy flows shifted. Star paths changed. The galaxy itself began to move. Humanity was speaking without words, guiding gravity, redirecting power, slowing the enemy's advance. Every species felt it, a gentle force holding the galaxy together. The truth became clear. Humans had not evolved into gods. They became guardians. They did not rule. They did not command. They protected quietly. But the test was not over. The silent dawn released one final signal. This one was not hidden. It was open and clear. Protection requires trust. Trust requires choice. The message spread everywhere. Every world received it. The galaxy had to decide, fight alone and fall, or stand together and survive. As fleets gathered near the core, the ancient enemy shifted its focus. It noticed the change. It noticed the resistance. For the first time in its long existence, the enemy hesitated, and in that moment of hesitation, humanity prepared to reveal itself fully. The final decision was coming, and the galaxy would never be the same again. The return of humanity. The galaxy held its breath. The ancient enemy waited, its dark energy spreading across countless systems, destroying anything that moved too fast. And then the silent dawn stopped. It hovered above the heart of the council. Worlds, its hull glowing faintly, blue light moving like veins across the surface. Ships from every race circled it, weapons ready, but no one dared fire, because deep down, they all knew. This was not a warship. From the ship, patterns of light spread into the void, threads of energy that reshaped the galaxy's space. Stars realigned, gravity shifted, and the dark enemy that had seemed unstoppable slowed. Its advance interrupted by a force no weapon could touch. Then, for the first time in 20,000 years, the humans appeared, not as soldiers, not as kings, not as gods. They appeared as forms of pure light and thought, bodies made of energy, consciousness flowing through space, shimmering threads connecting stars, planets, and living beings. They spoke without words. Their presence carried meaning. They were here to protect, to guide, to watch. The galaxy understood, finally. Humans had never been weak. They had never failed. They had only waited, patiently, silently, for the right moment to act. The ancient enemy recoiled, its power no longer absolute. It had underestimated humans. Its centuries of conquest could not touch beings who no longer lived only in flesh. Leaders of every species realized their mistake. The humans they had feared as fragile had become guardians of the galaxy. Not conquerors, not tyrants, but protectors. And in that moment, the silent dawn released one final pulse, a signal of hope, of warning, of promise. Humanity was silent for 20,000 years, because legends do not need to speak. Every world listened, every fleet lowered its weapons, and for the first time, the galaxy felt peace, not because danger was gone, but because humanity had returned, silent, patient, and stronger than any force ever known. The stars themselves seemed to shine brighter, and the galaxy knew, from this day forward, humans were watching, guarding, and waiting, not for revenge, not for glory, but for the survival of all life. The silent dawn drifted slowly away, its mission complete, and humanity, at last, had returned among the stars.